Yes, I believe that's true.
Oh, Quap.
So that is maybe something to think about down the line.
The
where
planar pocket.
Yeah, the planar pocket. So if there is a, like, maybe not in this game, but also against like oracles and stuff, you can tank the.
But you know, if you had the Mr. Moneybags, you could afford maybe to iron a shirt. But he's got one ironwood branch.
He does. He did not want to go for the Nature's Prophet facet. This one still gives you a very strong laning, and we can see them creep skipping. 3 of them. Whisper still in trouble.
And gonna drop here for first blood. Toby standing in, and he's got himself a first blood, but Boxy ends up being the trade.
Going for the Helm of the Dominator. That's the, not gonna say old school build, but
Boxy?
People did it like a couple of years ago. Boxy is gonna die.
And it drops the KJ. Now they have an opportunity to go for Saberlight for a moment.
Duration is 16 seconds, so that's gonna be over 1,000 damage from the spell. Not sure why that is, but this is AoE 1,000 damage. Still over 16 seconds. Schofield in trouble.
Yeah, blocked in by these trees, taking a lot of damage with Toby and Mickey right up on him, but Whisper's gonna be here for some help. Maybe thinking about going towards this Nature's Prophet vacuumed in, but Schofield dies for this. This should be a trade, but Whisper needs a little bit more damage will be netted up and cost them the Spirit Breaker's life. Nika continuing to just stay alive here, feel pretty strong, but Yuma up top.
Oh, nice Infernal Blade. Catches him mid-air.
It gets Saberlight down low, but Yuma, even with the Scorched Earth, one shot from dead, finished off by Boxy. Saberlight survives. Nothing KJ could really do, but there is a charge coming through on mid. Nisha, unbeknownst to him, he is getting charged, but he's going to blink behind the tier 1 tower. They've got the creeps, so Schofield, he will commit all the way through towards the tier 2. Analog here with some axes, but still just lacking the damage. Only about 5 minutes in. You've got Whisper continuing to be sprouted. Boxy ends up making the TP over. There's 3 heroes here for Liquid. They've got the Hex. And Whisper has an Ion Shell, has a Surge, but there's the Shackles, the control needed to get that kill. And Toby gets under the tier 1 tower away from Schofield. That's going to be a second for the side of Liquid. That rotation from the Shadow Shaman helping them to get a couple of kills. Tries to mess up a chance for Heroic to get the Wisdom Shrine.
Radiant's middle tower.
KJ here, he's got some help from Analog. Doesn't have a lot of mana to play with, but they might be able to get a kill here onto the Shadow Shaman if he stays a little bit too long. Walks right back into Analog. Shackle is there. There's a Boar just hitting away with the help of KJ, and this should be an easy one, and it will be for Analog.
There's way too many summons. If you think about the Heroics lineup, they can get so many auras. You can see the Darkseer, he is getting a Helm of the Dominator creep. We'll hold that thought for it now. Yeah, he's very dead.
Gonna get chased down. Sonic Wave. Couple shots needed to get this kill. He'll tick out with plenty of time left on the Doom. Nisha doesn't exactly have a lot of mana. He's got a couple of charges going up, but Schofield comes in with a charge. They've got the Primal Roar. They get the kill on Anisha. That ends up being 2 for the side of Heroic.
Oh god, these mana burns, they're causing some massive issues. Sure, you have
to follow that up with as this Darkseer was already backing away.
And something to point out about Spirit Breaker, because he was such a low level. You said he was level 3 6 minutes in. His innate ability is herd mentality. Yeah, you heard that correctly. So he gets 50% extra XP. Whoever has the lowest XP on the team. So stealing some of these XP runes is a very viable strat. This is a big kill if they can get him.
Try to get this Doom, and they'll use the Infernal Blade, but they've got the Hex. The charge is a little bit late. KJ, as well as Schofield, will turn around and get a trade on a Saberlight, so it's not all for naught. This Boxy will end up getting through that Twin Gate and away from the side of Heroic.
Pretty much close to the top of the network. This is the hero that farms insanely fast, but so does Mickey. Like, we've seen Mickey multiple times on Nature's Prophet in the last year or so, where he is just completely taking over the game. Nice stun again.
Yeah, they were bringing over Yuma just in case they needed the Doom and the mana burn, but they had the control with the Roar and the charge enough to get that kill onto the Queen of Pain once more. 0-2-0 for Nisha at the moment.
More scouting things out, being very annoying, pushing out the waves. Mickey has been trying to kill this creep for quite some time now.
Wall committed, but Whisper putting his attention onto Nature's Prophet. They shackled up that Centaur, and Whisper's not going to be able to get the kill yet on a Mickey, but they do have a charge coming through. But there's 3 heroes down here for the side of Liquid. Toby's down here with Boxy. They'll start with the Hex. They've got the Dawnbreaker even joining in with the Solar Guardian. They get the kill on a Whisper. And there's 4 heroes here. This charge well late, but still coming through. They use that Doom, and now Nisha's even here.
Looking for a Sonic
Everybody
Wave.
here for the side of Team Liquid. They get the kill on a Yuma. They'll end up getting the Doom and Schofield. They lose Mickey, but that is well worth the trade and the price of admission for Liquid. But the game's sitting about even, 9-8, 12 minutes in. Bit of a bloodbath in some aspects, but they've got the net. They'll reel him in. They'll use the Serpent Wards, and this is going to be a dead Whisper once more.
Oh, Whisper. In terms of net worth, he's doing fine, but he did die 4 times this game.
And there was one that Spirit Breaker used to get an upgraded Tumbler's toy. And he is charging all the way through to Nisha. Forced to use that ult, but the ult comes through from Schofield, and they've got the chase on. Blink,
Nice
looking, but a good job there by Nisha to get into the corner and
Nice try from
TP out.
Schofield.
Yeah. They're all going to come through this twin gate. No, they're going to fight. Solar Guardian's going to come all the way through. They'll look over at Yuma, who's already low. Hand of God's not going to be enough to save Yuma. The Primal Roar comes through. KJ's going to be dead. 2 years dead on the side of Heroic, but they take out Mickey. It's a bit of a trade. Shackle committed, but that is a dead Shadow Shaman, which turns into a 2 for 2.
Oh, they would definitely love him to be able to get the Doom off before the fight starts and maybe try to run away.
Boxy behind the tier 1 tower, maybe giving them an opportunity to get this kill on a Yuma. They've also got Nisha off to the side.
He gets the Hex, he's dead again.
But he's off to the side, and now the charge is coming in. They've got themselves the vacuum as well as the wall. The Primal Roar comes through. They still get the kill on a Yuma, but they will lose Nisha and Boxy. This song, a little bit late to save those two, but this song will be used to TP both them and the Dawnbreaker out of the fight.
Team Liquid on high ground. Look at all these summons that both of these teams have. So Illusions coming out from Naga Siren as well. So scouting things out is definitely not going to be a problem. Whisper is in.
Primal Roar used there onto the Shadow Shaman. Quick and easy kill on a Boxy, but by a neutral creep. Boxy actually gets killed by a neutral. Schofield goes in with a charge, but the response from Liquid is, what is the charge? They'll find themselves Saberlight, get the kill onto the Dawnbreaker, but now they're looking over at Nisha, who pops that blade now, needs a way out, but it's rooted up and killed off. Heroic, come out ahead.
A what? It's some kind of a bug again, isn't it?
Don't say that word, please.
Now, it's probably something related to having too many creeps dominated that it does register and not being controlled by the enemy team.
Vacuum wall on a 3. Boxy ends up dead first. Handa got committed. Mickey goes in, but he's going to be immediately spotted by Schofield. They go to the Primal Roar. That's on that Nature's Prophet, but they've got the song to at least hold up the fight for a moment. Whisper in the trees has some help here with the mech, but they've got the Doom. It's on Anisha, baited in a little bit too far. They'll get the kill to the Queen of Pain. Charge comes through with the Infernal Blade on a Saberlight. Saberlight and Toby need to run, focusing their attention into getting away rather than in the fight, but Whisper here with a great vacuum on it too. They'll go and get themselves Toby and Mickey and Toby. And then they'll find themselves Saberlight.
That's going to be a full team wipe.
Yeah, this is a problem for the Dawnbreaker. Very dead. Double kill for Analog. Heroic clean up.
Has been very annoying. This is something that can also proc the Lincolns. We'd see that both of them on position 1 and 2 on Liquid are trying to get into the Lincoln sphere, but they're not going to be an easy task because right now, Heroic, they're just running at them.
Yeah, another Roar, another Orchid. There's nowhere for Nisha to go, and it is just, they've blown the doors open on this one.
More items, but I don't think Heroic wants to let them get to that point. Right now, they feel super strong with all of these auras, Helm of the Dominator / Overlord. Then you have Chen, who did pick up the shard from Tormentor. Okay, that's one way to start it. Extra 800 gold for him.
A lot of gold off that kill, yeah. Still sitting top of the net worth, but he just needs a supporting cast. Sometimes there are one-man shows, but it is quite tough to do alone.
Are you talking about you solo casting and you need some cast support as well?
I am. Help me out.
and 8% of target's current HP as bonus physical damage. Plus, he also does have Vast, so extra attack range on top of his Hurricane Pike can definitely keep the distance away from the fight. Sonic Wave,
Vacuum
keep them
wall
alive.
on a 2. And they're going to go in with that ult from Schofield, but Saberlight has some help with the song. It's not going to matter, though, with the BKB from Analog. Chases down that Dawnbreaker and gets that kill. Got a couple of heroes here for the side of Heroic to continue to chase, but they hit the Hex. They've got the Serpent Wards, and this might just be the Aegis, but they still lack the damage.
Still alive.
Doom used on Amike. He immediately tries to TP out, and Boxy's going to be chased here by Yuma, who will eventually fall to the Radiance Burn in the scorched earth of this Doom. They were chipping into it on a Liquid, but it's gone the other way. They've got the scan and landed on Nisha. They'll go over. They've got the blink into the vacuum, but a blink away from Nisha. Prime Aurora gets committed, and Saberlight's in on a KJ. They'll pop that mech. Meke putting the damage on, pops his own BKB. They'll go and throw that Doom out, but they still can't get this kill to the Chen. They'll use the song. Finally gets them, but
He's
this
dead.
is a problem for the Queen of Pain. They'll all start to TP away. The Prime Aurora gets used. They get the kill on Nisha and Toby. 3 heroes dead there as they also lost Boxy in the midst of that fight. Saberlight can't find the control, but Mike, Saberlight really the only heroes running forward, but they've got Boxy off to the side, which means they have some help, some control, and that'll get them the kill on a Yuma. Well, maybe they back away, but Boxy committed, and the rest of them went in, and they were not afraid to go even further out to get this kill. Hidden in the trees, axe is flying, and there's that Lincoln's popped for a second.
This is the most damage, pretty much, you
Roar.
can get on Nation's Prophet Analog. This should be a quick and easy kill.
And had some help there from Whisper, had the rest of the team coming over, had this obs, not finding a way out of that one, and now dead for 70 seconds.
And he wants more AoE on his health. This is, if you get blessed by tier 4 neutral item for AoE, you might start thinking about maybe getting the Glippity Gloppity as well.
They found the Chen, KJ, but a vacuum on the 4 with the wall. Sonic Wave, but back up to 4 with the Guardian Greaves coming through. They'll use that song, they'll lock up Yuma. Can they turn this fight around? 10 seconds left on this Aegis if they can time it right. They've got the Hex, it's on a Yuma. But do they have the damage? Finally a Shackle to follow it up. They've got the control, but they're not doing anything to the Doom just yet. They'll find themselves Boxy, and that's going to be a dead Shadow Shaman. Doom used on a Saberlight. Dawnbreaker's going to die too. Both heroes falling, nothing dead on the side of Heroic.
Way too much sustain on their side right now.
But you just can't stand there in the face of all 5 heroes on the side of Heroic. They'll hit the Hex again. They've got the net. They'll reel them in. But now the Infernal Blade, Yuma coming through with the BKB committed all the way down past the tier 3 tower, going after
Damage
Nisha,
from
but the
Mickey.
buyback committed. Solar Guardian a little bit off the mark on where they were trying to go, but they've got themselves this Hex, as well as the Shackles again. Sonic Wave hits, they get the kill on a Schofield, they'll take out Analog. Double kill here for Nisha. They'll look for the Chen, but the TP is in time for both him and the Darkseer. Equal part of the game. Gleipnir for Whisper. Jump in, Hex onto the Chen. Boxy
That's
is in
a bit too
so
aggressive.
far. Vacuum and the wall. They'll get the kill to Boxy. He bought back, so he's dead for 94 seconds. Down goes Toby, as well as Mike and Liquid. You thought they were bringing it back. They do get the buyback from Analog, but that is at the cost of 3 heroes' lives. What else do you have? Boxy's back in 4 seconds. They did build that Lotus on Heroic, so it's on Analog right now. Only half the racks taken out. They've got the Hex. They'll have the Sonic Wave, but is the damage all there? There's the Hex. There's the Harpoon pulling in Mike, and they've got the Lotus Orb. How are you going to get the control? They've got the Doom. They get the kill to take out the Nature's Prophet. Down goes Boxy, and he will fall. Schofield, the only one dead on the side of Heroic at the moment. Toby drops 2. Nobody has buyback. Saberlight is gone. Liquid eviscerated, turned into steam. They were burned out of this fight so hot.
Yeah, this game is done so. You have more than enough damage. Nisha is going to try to hold it a little bit more, but he doesn't have that Sonic Wave available, doesn't have level 20 talent. No, minus 45 seconds. Would definitely love to have that one, but the sustain on Heroic is way too much. Holy Locket, Guardian Greaves, all these auras, Pack Leader Aura. Nisha, he's in. And seems like Nisha is out.
He'll buy back, even committing that. They've got the Glyph. They'll take the Aegis away from Analog, still holding on. I mean, there's over a minute for 2 of these heroes from the side of Liquid to come back. They've got Toby, they've got the Shadow Shaman in 20 seconds, but the throne's exposed and there's not another glyph. They'll call GG in game 1. Now officially goes the way of Heroic.
Yeah, what a performance from Heroic. I really like the draft that they managed to pull off with all of these summons. You have all of these auras from Doom, from Darkseer with Helm of the Dominator / Overlord. You have Beastmaster as well with his summons.
A BKB pop or some like ulti from the Dawnbreaker. Overall, yeah, like Heroic, they stomped them in a sense that they completely activated this lineup versus the Prophet. Historically out carries TB, even though it doesn't really work in most of the games like that anymore.
Well, he's going to need to be out carrying a Doom, because it is going to be indeed that TB offlane.
Yeah, so they basically wanted to put the TB into the Abaddon lane that we talked about earlier.
Yep.
So they're just countering the flex on the other side.
Definitely means a lot, especially in these lanes where you can expect them to try to go for these extra trades. And I like what Axe is doing. Second point in Battle Hunger is actually so viable, lowering the cooldown by 5%, is that by 5 seconds, sorry, and increasing the damage. And this just might be another kill.
Yeah, but he's in the Scorched Earth, and he'll throw the Shadow Realm Strike onto Mickey.
Not
now
just
he
one.
might actually just survive. They get both. Oh, that's
He
so
gave him
good
the Lotus.
for Heroic.
Gave him the Lotus. He survives.
Ends up getting out of it. They will tee back in the Dark Willow because they can get kills here in this lane. If they're not too careful, Shadow Realm Strike, Bramble Maze, the Battle Hunger damage is more than enough.
KJ making a move.
Especially with, KJ making the rotation. They get another kill into Mickey, and it is 4-0 in favor of this side of Heroic. They've got a level 6 Schofield, Dark Willow. This is definitely a spot where Axe is going to feel strong enough to fight and potentially use Culling Blade. It's not a forced position. It's just something that might end up working out for him, as they've got the Battle Hunger, the Call, the Bedlam, and an easy Culling Blade here for Whisper, and that's going to give him a chunk of gold, pushing him even further into that Blink Dagger.
A little surprised Boxy only stacked 2 camps. Whenever he's on Batrider duty, I guess they were trying to focus more on the laning stage, which did allow them to dominate this Abaddon, which did allow also Saberlight to get 6,000 net worth 12 minutes into the game.
Terrorize.
They get this kill. This is the big one.
Making it look so easy. They don't have to go that far away from safety to get kills like this. Similar spot to where they just got the Batrider, and now he's got that Blink Dagger, the timing that you were talking about. If you're Heroic, you can go. And let's see, they're going to try and go for KJ. They've got the damage. They'll finally get on the board. Saberlight getting a kill for the side of Liquid.
Saberlight basically in this game is just going to act as another carry at this side of the map.
Starting to feel some urgency here from Heroic.
Bishop, Arcane Rune, and Shield Rune. Arcane Rune just expired.
Nature flying through, but the Brambles are down. The Bedlam is there, and now they've got the Dream Coil, but there's the Disruption. They get the kill on Anisha. They'll take out one. They'll look for the Terrorize.
Great
That
Terrorize.
lands on 2 heroes. Schofield's still alive. I mean, this guy has been so elusive. Whisper right
Another
next
call
to
in a
Saberlight.
second.
They'll
Saberlight's
have
gonna
the
get
call
dunked.
in a moment. They'll have the dunk. Double kill for Whisper.
They're not done.
Oh,
they want one more.
They could have another. KJ getting the kill into Toby. Good fight from Heroic. Analog? Oh, he's going to need some help. Or
Analog
Toby.
is standing his
He's got
ground.
the shard.
He's beeping.
He's got the shard. He can peep him by pushing him away as well with the concussive grenade. And
Analog is already gone. At least for now. Boxy, Blink Dagger's ready. Nice grenade.
they're looking for the lasso and the damage, the disruption. Did KJ save him? No. Analog's dead. Toby falls to Whisper. That was a fight happening up towards top. They used the Doom of the Abaddon. Croker at work here. Yuma denies himself to the neutrals, and Whisper gets a double kill. He is now godlike.
Good, relatively good against Sniper, because he can't attack you. Okay-ish against Abaddon, but I don't think Abba's going to be carrying too much, getting those right clicks in.
He's working on that Manta. Saberlight. Blink call, and that is a dead TB very quickly. Whisper beyond godlike, 10-0-2.
Into the late game, if necessary, knowing that they have BKB piercing abilities, knowing that they have Doom who's going to start to scale. Abba, his ulti's up back again, and they do have tier 1 tower to TP to, so this move from Liquid,
it might be a bit too far. All the terrorize landed.
By it.
Blink call, and that's going to be another Culling Blade. Some more coats of that blood. can paint a room with all that blood. And you've got
Analog basically
with
getting another solo kill.
Yeah, finds Boxy right by this Twin Gate, and now that's that BKB. The Dark Willow and the Shadow Demon in terms of farm. Firefly's gonna allow you to pick up some farm. You've got Wrath of Nature, the Nature property anywhere. He goes in again with a lasso, but they do a Mickey here.
They might Doom him
throw
here.
the Doom. They've got Toby to make the rotation. Boxy jumps on top of him, but there's the blink and the call on a Mickey. And now the Bramble Maze with the BKB being popped by Whisper. They'll dunk on a Mickey. They lose Yuma, they'll lose Boxy, but Toby's dead too. Another dunk for Whisper. I mean, he is putting on a Michael Jordan performance with all these dunks. Was under some vision there, but avoids it, has the haste, and he'll run all the way out. And by running all the way out, he's also going to find KJ for a second. They've got 3 heroes here to get this kill, but he is going to extend the survivability to try and get some rotations over. And KJ, he survives long enough where now the rest of the team is here. Analog gets the kill on a Boxy. They throw the Shadow Realm Strike. They get the kill on Anisha. Analog gets that. Terrorize lands on the TPing Nature's Prophet. And that is going to be 3 dead on the side of Liquid for the cost of KJ.
He is getting tipped by his teammates. They know how much time he bought. Just enough time for the rest of the team to come close. Using, these are the 2 items that gives you enough mana to use your combo, double Blade Mill, double BKB, and double Call.
Dream Coil. And now Whisper in, but he's going to be doomed. Lotus reflects that back. Can he survive? He's got the disruption, so he's certainly going to have some time. They'll throw the Terrorize out, and now they'll go back as Toby comes in. He's got himself the Sprout around onto his axe, and they'll get the kill. It's a 10-time spree for this Toby Nature's Prophet, and Saberlight gets Schofield. 3 heroes dead on Heroic.
It might be good time to upgrade as well the clock in Dota. Like, we upgraded the Roshan clock, but it's still analog. Like, you can't read it.
No, I can't read it.
You like how I said we can't read it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. They're going to throw the Doom out again. Whisper back-to-back deaths. Not something that has really happened much to him in this series alone. Yuma, top of the borrowed time, TP out from the Nature's Prophet. He's able to escape. They also get the kill on a Schofield. 2 heroes dead again on the side of Heroic. And all of a sudden, Liquid feeling very confident. KJ trying to run back, and they've got Sniper peeping, but Sniper now getting attacked from afar as he is in some trouble with Toby jumping forward. He's got that Lincoln's, but they'll still get the kill on him, and they'll take out Yuma. KJ's the last one alive, but he falls to Liquid. Now with a net worth lead, they've cleanly team-wiped Heroic, and the game is in their favor.
Remove your boots, which is going to take another good like 15-20 minutes, depending whether he's going to be surviving in the fights or not. And he's in. He's getting doomed again.
Yeah, doomed again, but now they're looking for the Terrorize. They've got the Culling Blade to take out this Aegis, but now Whisper on the run. He doesn't have a lot of life remaining. He's trying to get back up onto the high ground. Toby's in deep. Schofield's already dead. That's going to be 1 life for this Aegis. KJ in some trouble. Whisper dies, though. Nisha goes in. He's got the Dream Coil on the Analog. Oh, down goes the Sniper. KJ falls. It's all Liquid. The dam is broken and Liquid is flowing through this entire game. Brambles down, but still so much time without the Sniper. Resetting if you lose Schofield again. Loses himself up into the air. Nisha's in a little bit far, but now they go to the blink of the lasso. They find themselves KJ. They should be able to get a kill here onto this Shadow Demon. They will. They've also taken out Schofield. Both supports dead for 50, so that's a pretty hard reset not having your supports available, and the call was used, and they'll look over, find Boxy, but the Dream Coil is down and committed. Look at the damage coming into Whisper. He's not really sustaining any of it. He snaps the coil. He ends up dead. Yuma, he's going to have the borrowed time, but he's forced to try and TP away. The Harpoon will not stop that, and he is able to get back into the base, but this is looking grim.
Starts to scale, one of the best overall heroes who gets, he has 4.2 like damage per level. His stats gain is insane, being the universal hero. Doomed again,
but look at the damage. Schofield going to be forced to use that use. They go and find themselves the BKB as well as the call, but 3 heroes dead so fast. Yuma has no buyback. He bought a refresher, and I don't even think he borrowed time.
No, I believe he got silenced. And Doom as well, which is level 25. Doom applies break plus a silence, and he got just nullified. Like he's out of the game. Nothing you can do about it.
Lassoed and pulled out of your own fountain. That is a way to die, certainly. Buybacks used by Axe as well as KJ on the Shadow Demon, but they're holding it on Schofield. Nisha jumping in pretty deep, and now they'll look for Analog, who's going to survive. They've got themselves a disruption, but they're focusing the throw, and they'll get the victory. And Liquid force a Game 3 in this series between them and Heroic.
Oof. As Heroic, I don't think you can ask for a better start, especially from the off lane, but Liquid managing to pull it back.
The second most damage in the game, 21,000. He had the most amount of healing, 5,600 healing. That was more than double all of Heroic. Again, 3,000 to 4,000 gold, other than profit, and go break the map. Supports will have a cheap utility like a Glimmer or Solar. Axe will have Vanguard Blink, Blade Mail Blink, Tiny will have Blink.
Some more of these players playing it from a position 5, but also on the other side, panel did discuss about double Radiance potentially coming out from a Baton and Doom, which is totally fine. We are seeing that quite often recently. Whisper getting caught.
Yeah, getting caught for a second, but Whisper turns his attention towards Boxy. He's quite low, and they will get that first blood. It's who you were talking about, Toby. Grabs that first blood on the Doom. And they really, really need to slow down this Doom Whisper, and they are potentially going to get a second kill here as KJ trying to run, but he might have the speed, unfortunately gets disposed of, and they've got themselves a second.
4 heroes, especially once he finishes off that Vanguard.
Not going to be an easy time to get the kill, which means Boxy might be able to go and rotate, but Yuma getting suplexed back, and Saberlight getting that kill. 3-0 for Liquid, but we've seen this story before, right? Matchup, and that's different from the first 2 games for Nisha.
Good body blocks from KJ.
Yeah, just some really good body blocks. They've got the Scorched Earth, and he is in front of Mickey. They'll have the Shadow Realm strike in the reel, and they get the kill, and first one on the board here for Heroic by getting that Nature's Prophet.
It definitely needs to be Analog, it needs to be Schofield, making the moves, bringing in action to the side lanes, making sure that, again, your Doom is getting good amount of farm. And I'm seeing that Doom is going for less greedy items. And again, this pick-me-up into Call, super deadly.
Yeah, Yuma's in trouble, battle-hungered and starved out. As Saberlight gets yet another one in this top lane, Yuma dead again, and he's left by himself because they don't really have an answer. But unfortunately, if Yuma's going to continue to just farm in the lane, he needs to be very careful because you've got the global presence of the Nature's Prophet to show up with the teleportation, and you've got an easy jump in without a Blink Dagger, like you said, with Pick Me Up into the call. Whisper taking some damage here, forcing him away, but KJ's here, and now they've got the rotation coming out from Boxy. They'll dispose, they bring in Yuma, so now they're gonna try and reel in this Nature's Prophet, but Whisper's already dead, and how much more are they gonna pay for this one? KJ survives, Schofield gonna continue to fight back, but they got the kill into Boxy. It's a 1-for-1 into the Shadow Realm. Bramble Maze, Yuma here, TP coming through though.
Okay, 21 charges.
Saberlight. Nicky is gonna be able to use that wand, the blood grenade thrown over, they get the kill to the Nature's Prophet, but they've got the Culling Blade that lands on Schofield, and now KJ, he's going to be
another
dumped
one
as well.
I really like what Liquid is doing. If you check items, 4 of their 5 heroes have raindrops. Seeing that there's a limited amount of damage on the side of Heroic, usually you can't afford to go for this type of a build. It is way slower. Unless the game is super slow, you can't get away with it, but most of the time you need your Blink Dagger. Mickey,
rebound
using that ulti, Wrath of Nature.
And Whisper now gonna have some help here with KJ reeling in Boxy, and that will be a dead Marcy. But they'll use this Doom, and Whisper's still alive. This means a second kill.
They want to get a kill to Whisper.
They need this Doom to pick up the pace.
These are all small things he definitely needs, otherwise this Radiance is going to be delayed.
Already feels like it's delayed almost innately. That being said, he is in a decent spot compared to others, but not a great spot overall. Mickey might die again. And Toby's going to be here. They've got the Terrorize on it too. The Bedlam now on a Boxy, but he's going to rebound in, trying to go for a kill on a Schofield, who goes into the Shadow Realm. Shadow Realm strike will kill off Boxy, who stayed around. The avalanche through, and Schofield's dead to Toby. The line will break. They're not gonna fight just yet up top, but they've got this pick-me-up again, and that'll force the borrowed time, even using that Culling Blade. So now Saberlight's got to run, but he's got some help, and they've got the BetBoom on top of him. They'll get the kill to Saberlight. Big gold there for Schofield. KJ is dead to Nisha, but can they turn and go for more? They've got the Aphotic Shield to speed up Whisper, who is slowed down for a moment, but the pick-me-up, the bounce in, and now they've got the toss. Looking for the Terrorize. They'll use the Doom. It's on to Nisha, and he is getting quite low. Whisper's still surviving this. Boxy ends up dead. Nisha in trouble too. That's 3 heroes gone. Schofield, I mean, Toby's trying for the kill, but they've got the Aphotic Shield. There's no way to go for it.
I mean, they're fighting on the bridge. This is like being at a concert and trying to move, like you need to pee so badly, trying to get to the toilets, but you can't go through the crowd.
Now they bring in Mickey. They've got the Battle Hunger. There's at least a kill on the Whisper.
Oh, there can only be one hero that can go on this bridge. I think this has been a great addition to Dota, like
that
this particular
bridge.
part of the map. Radiance build, and they will gank this camp, make sure that they're getting the gold. And speaking of ganking, Saberlight and Boxy, they're ready to jump in.
Blink call, looking for the Terrorize, but there is the pick-me-up. KJ and Schofield already dead. The Doom is going to be used onto the Axe. But can he survive this? Going after Yuma, the Noxious Plague thrown over onto Whisper, who's going to get low. But he's got that Aphotic Shield. Is that enough to save him? Saberlight's the only one dead. They bought back a Bull supports on the side of Heroic. They'll throw the Terrorize out. That lands on a 2. But now the Bramble Maze is down, and they've got the BetBoom right on top of Toby to at least get themselves a second.
Oh,
the buyback
this has to be
is a lot.
one of the fastest buybacks we've seen on both supports. Kobold, not as much, because you can get it from the neutral item. They stole his cup. Really not a fan of it.
Yeah, not cool.
Guys, it's not funny. Give him back. There it is.
BetBoom, and you can sip on that cup in a grave. But now Schofield's dead for 60 seconds as he gives another coat of blood over to Saberlight with the Culling Blade. They've got a blink on Nisha, so he has a way in. Blink, Avalanche, toss into a blink call. So they've got another Culling Blade lined up, and Saberlight's got another kill. He's got a double, and it's even at 14, 16 minutes into the game. Well, it is made of.
He is a sneaky fella.
Smokes across the board. Blink in. They've got the Waning Rift. They'll get the silence, but the Yule's up into the air. Can they get the control on Nisha? They're looking for the Terrorize, but Saberlight blinks in and gets the call on the Dark Willow. Now, Doom used onto the Axe. Borrowed time committed by Yuma, and it's whispering a little bit deep, but the damage coming in from Boxy forces Whisper to want to go the other way. They think about the Terrorize. That lands on a Toby. Yuma is in. They get the kill on a Toby. There's a dunk, though. Yuma and Schofield die to the 3-point shot coming in from Nisha. They'll look for the song. Analog hungered up, but not trying to battle, as KJ dies to Boxy and 3 heroes are dead on the side of Heroic.
Good ways to just survive. Gives you ability to get multiple rounds of spells in a fight, knowing that you're not gonna die. It's also good against Doom, because you can still use your items. You can use Force Staff, you can use Yules. Yuma
is still alive.
OP. Saber pops the BKB.
They keep thinking about getting this Terrorize, but it's never going off, and now they'll look for the song. They've got the call, they'll get the kill, the Culling Blade is there again. They'll find themselves Mickey, so maybe there's a fight here for the side of Heroic. They'll look over for Nisha, they got the silence on the 2 with the Waning Rift, but Analog onto the backlines looking over at Saberlight. They've got themselves exposed, but now Nisha, Force Staff away. Yuma in trouble. He doesn't have the borrowed time anymore. And now the Noxious Plague doing some work. They get the kill on Yuma, but they may lose Toby. However, they'll get the kill onto Whisper. Phase shift the other way. Saberlight looking, looks for the call, but misses it. They'll reel him under the tower. Now they jump over. They've got themselves the glyph out of the tier 2 to try and get
Another
some damage
Force Staff.
out.
Oh,
But
this
AJ,
tiny. His items
ends up dead, and so does Boxy.
Working out amazingly in this
yeah.
fight. Getting the reset with the Force Staff, with the Yule Scepter.
Radiant scanning.
They're ready to go with this Aegis. Most definitely they are looking for a fight, but so is Heroic. Not the hero you want to find immediately, especially if he's going to be backed up by the teammates.
Toby dead, KJ gone, blink call on the 2, and they'll get the kill in a Whisper. They'll look over at Yuma, picking up an amplified damage at the same time. The Battle Hunger onto this Abaddon. Terrorized, but the blink call again. Schofield, Yuma, they both fall by the wayside, and Saberlight is godlike.
Dormant Curios? Or?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Noxious Plague thrown over, and now they will turn this around onto Toby, though, and he'll Gale Guard and die. Schofield getting that kill, but the Dream Coil coming through on two of these heroes. Nisha as well as Saberlight hit up with that, but there's the blink into the call. They find themselves Whisper, who's getting quite low. They might be able to get the Culling Blade. They'll get the kill. They'll take the Doom. They'll look over at Yuma, who's borrowed the time. He's back up to full health, but the chase is on for Liquid. They've broken him. He's still trying to run away from this one, but the Terrorize hits on a 2. That might have saved him. Unfortunately, though, there's the avalanche and the toss coming out from Nisha and the rebound. Schofield gone to Toby. They're going to toss up Yuma again. Culling Blade is there. Saberlight gets the kill onto the Abaddon. 3 heroes dead at the side of Heroic.
And Nisha gets another one. I'm not going to say that this is it, because they're probably not going to call GG here, but this game is very close to over. Heroic did not win a team fight in the last.
Yuma. Oh, the Courier spots him. Unleash. Yuma needs to be careful. They'll jump into the laning rift. That's on a 2. They're thinking about going to the Terrorize, Whisper with the BKB, but they've got themselves the Dream Coil. It's going to be on a Saberlight, who will snap it. Their attention, their focus is on the Nature's Prophet, who's going to be doomed up, and they get the kill on Analog. They'll take out Schofield. 2 heroes dead. They'll get the song in the back, but Mickey, even with the Doom, he's got the damage. Whisper's gone, and eventually Mickey will die, but it's a 3-for-1 with the buyback being committed. They've got the Culling Blade. They'll take out Yuma. A full team wipe in favor of Team Liquid. Is the Curioed Peric Cloak gonna be enough?
You know what I always say in a game like this, when it's time to call it, it is time to call it. Especially with Axe having the 8-second cooldown on his call. He's in.
Call lands, and now they've gone to the Dream Coil. They've got that Aghanim Scepter on Analog, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They get the kill to KJ. They're going to buy back immediately. Now they'll throw out the Doom, but the damage is there to get the kill to Saberlight, who's going to buy back there too. But they've taken out Schofield. Yuma's dead. Didn't really output the damage. He's gone for 2 minutes. They'll use that song and lock them up. But on the edge, Saberlight is back into the fight. They've got all 5 heroes here against the 3. Still buyback available for Schofield. But they hit the Hex, they hit the call, they've got the lockdown, they'll take out Analog. He's done for 2 minutes. GG, well played call by Heroic.
Can he dunk it? Yes, he can. Before the game ends.
Sweep.
And another bing bong in the chat. What a performance. We've seen Axe own. Like, this hero is just becoming the top tier offlaner, the S tier offlaner, who does have BKB piercing tool. It kills pretty much anything.